Hi, I'm Sue Less. I'm head teacher at Ashingdon Primary Academy. We're a one-form entry primary school in the village of Ashingdon, which is just outside Rayleigh in Essex. So we draw from the village and other areas. The school's been around for a long time. I've recently become head teacher and it's a lovely little school, and we're very excited about having Start-Bee in our school. I think that prior to 2014, obviously we're going into schools and identifying that presentation was an issue in those schools, but they weren't, the schools didn't have any clear guidelines for how to improve handwriting and presentation in general. And now we have in the new curriculum and assessment framework handwriting expectations written in at the end of Key Stage 1 and the end of Key Stage 2, and children will not make the expected level if their handwriting is not good enough and doesn't have all the required features that are set out in that framework. So it's very important for schools now to be looking to teach handwriting to meet those expectations. And I think that Start-Bee will enable us to do this. I've already seen, we've only been doing Start-Bee since October half term, so just about 6 weeks now, and I've seen such an improvement, particularly in foundation stage where the children are learning to write, and compared to other schools that I've worked in, the standard of their writing now after 6 weeks of Start-Bee is way in advance of what it is for most schools at the end of foundation stage. So I've seen a huge improvement in the way it helps children learn to write, and I'm hoping that children who already know how to write but maybe aren't writing fluently or using the correct pencil hold or letter formation will learn that throughout the school. I think one of the great things about Start-Bee is that it will enable children to write fluently without hurting their hands, so that they'll be able to write at length, and that of course is another expectation for the end of Key Stage 1 and Key Stage 2. So I think it will help not just in the presentation but also in the speed of handwriting, so that children can actually produce more written work in the time they're given. I think that's another real benefit of Start-Bee, is that it comes with an assessment framework that's easy to run and to manage, and allows us to see the progress the children have made from the beginning to the end of the year. So they do this match fit assessment, and first of all the Start-Bee people themselves analyse it for us, but eventually we'll be able to analyse it ourselves, and we can put the data on a spreadsheet and we can show anybody who comes in the progress that children have made over the year. And I think in these days where we have to show value for money, this is a clear and easy way to do that. That we can get our spreadsheet out and show this is where the children started and this is where they are now. The assessment also allows us to identify any children who are really struggling with handwriting who need an intervention. So it's a really simple way, which is what we need in education with so many other things that we have to do. It's simple, but it's effective and easy to manage. So I think it's important that children are still taught to write, even though we live in a digital age where a lot of recording is increasingly done on digital devices, laptops and iPads and so on. When children write, they actually remember more and their cognitive processes work better when they're writing compared to typing on a device. So it's very important that even though we are moving towards a lot of recording on digital devices, we still teach children the art of writing. It's a life skill that they need to learn. It's very important that all our children have access to this programme. Every child deserves the opportunity to learn how to write well, to have presented work that gives them a pride in their work and allows them to develop that fluency of writing that means they can record more in all subjects across the curriculum. So for us at Ashingdon, it was important that every child had access to Start-Bee and has the opportunity to improve their handwriting while they're with us.